there, it's Mrs. Pickett. Today we're going to talk about how we can write equivalent fractions to help us add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. So today we're kind of going to take everything that we know about equivalent fractions, about adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators, and we're going to kind of put it all together. So we're really going to focus on word problems and how you kind of break that down, because these word problems we're going to be looking at are going to be two-step word problems. So it's really important that we focus on kind of each step one by one so that we make sure that we get the right answer. So let's just jump right in. Our word problem today is that Kayla had 9/10 gallons of paint. Kayla had 9/10 of 1 gallon of paint. She painted the ceilings in her bedroom and her bathroom. How much paint does she have left after painting the 2 ceilings? So what's important here to note is what the problem is asking me to do. The problem is asking me how much paint does she have left after painting the 2 ceilings when she starts with 9/10 of a gallon. So if I told you that the ceiling in the bedroom took 2/3 of a gallon, and the ceiling in the bathroom took 1/5 of a gallon, what's the first thing we need to do? Because this we know is going to be a two-step problem. Hopefully you said, well, we need to figure out how much paint she used up to begin with. And to figure out how much paint she used to begin with, we need to add our 2/3 plus our 1/5. So let's go ahead and add 2/3 plus 1/5. Now, hopefully you've already noticed that, well, our denominators are different. So the very first thing I have to do with this problem is I have to find 2 common denominators. Now, if I count by 3s and I count by 5s, the first common denominator, or the smallest number that goes into both, is going to be 15. So I'm going to go ahead and put 15 as my denominator for both 2/3 and 1/5. Okay, so now I have to figure out what my numerators are going to be. If you remember, whatever we do to our denominator, we have to do to our numerator. With 3, I multiplied by 5, so 2 times 5 is 10. Okay? With 5, I multiplied by 3, so 1 times 3 is 3. Now I can add. So I get 13/15. Okay? So at this point, I know that she used 13/15 of a gallon of paint. But I want to know how much does she have left over if she had 9/10 to begin with. So what's my next operation I'm going to do? Hopefully you said subtract. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 9/10 of a gallon, and I'm going to subtract my 13/15 that I figured out when I combined the ceiling from my bathroom and the ceiling from my bedroom. So again, hopefully you see when I subtract unlike denominators, the first step I need to do is find a common denominator. A common denominator with 10 and 15 is 30. That's going to be the smallest common denominator for both. Okay? So I know that I multiplied by 3 to get 30. So 9 times 3 is going to give me 27. I multiplied 15 by 2. So 13 times 2 is going to be 26. So now I've got 27 minus 26, which gives me 1/30. So how much paint do I have left over? Hopefully you said 1/30 a gallon of paint. Okay? I know this process takes a little bit more time, but hopefully if you work it step by step, it's not going to feel too much harder than what we've already been practicing in the classroom. So let's just do one more word problem together, and then I will see you in class. All right, let's try this again. We've got Tyler and Dean ordered a pizza. Tyler ate 1/2 of the pizza, and Dean ate 1/3 of the pizza. So this is going to be important information. How much of the pizza was eaten and how much is left? So we know they ordered 1 pizza, right? So it's almost like we have 1 whole to start with, right? So Tyler ate 1/2 and Dean ate 1/3. So hopefully you said, well, we need to we need to add those two numbers up first. Okay, so I know 1/2 and 1/3 are not common denominators. I'm going to find the common denominator. The common denominator is going to be 6. So that's going to give me 2 times 3 is 6. So I'm going to put a 3 6 plus, here I multiplied by 2, 2 6. So I've got 3 6 plus 2 6, which is going to give me a total of 5 6 eaten. Okay, now what's important is you have one whole, or we could just say we've got 1 out of 1 whole pizza, right? So now I need to subtract. I'm going to subtract 1 whole from 5 6. Again, we need a common denominator. Our common denominator in this problem is going to be 6, because we know that 1 times 6 is 6. So this is really saying I have 6 6 minus 5 6, which is going to give me an answer or a difference of 1 6. So how much pizza is left? Hopefully you said 1 6 pizza is left. So like I said before, the best advice that I have for you in these kinds of problems is really slow it down and take it step by step. So thanks again for watching, and your joke for today is, which is faster, heat or cold? Talk to you later.